Hello, everybody. How we doing? Good, great, good. We're all here. It's wonderful. So, as you all know, demo time is a little bit of a cherished gem here at Tech Alley. And we've had a lot of great presentations over the years. We've also had some presentations that weren't so great. But the thing that they all have in common is that we are supportive, because we love our community, and a part of what's great is we are encouraging people to be able to share, and it does take obviously some energy and some willingness to get up there and So with that all said, can I get a round of applause for everybody presenting today? Before they get going, this is nice. We're all friends here. So I know I have suffered from not having a Celtic Beat app, and the first presenter is going to help us deal with that. So if he's ready, I'll let him go. If not, I'm going to stall for him a little bit. Are you ready? All right. Oh, one last piece. When I start clapping, what do you guys think I want you to do? Yes, that's it. So when I clap, you clap, and that's how we'll let them know when their time is up. Without any further ado, we'll hand it off to you.
It's just a single serving drum app. Just an indie developer. But this guy is like my main helper, and he deserves so much credit. I didn't get approved until last night for an update. It was like I was planning on making a better presentation, but there was like so many reviews with my app. I wish I could show it, but I didn't even get an HDMI cable. But anyway, his name's Shaka Khan, and I put that on my website. But the performance of the app, it's a Bodhran drum loop. Bodhran is just Irish drums. They're kind of like tambourines, but no cymbals, and you play them with like a stick. It's double-sided. It's like called a tipper. Sometimes it's like a cross in the back that you can hold, and you just play around with it like that. And it's just an old Irish instrument made from an old bow. But they're like odd time signatures, so it's hard to play with other loops. So it's made to mix in with other loops that are like 4/4. So if you just want like a Bodhran sound with the rest, but I'll show you that later. I wish I could do more. I wish I could show you the screen, but this never works when it's sharing audio, because the code I have built in is called Audio Bus. It's for routing one music app to another, and you could do that. You can only do that on Apple. That you can't do that on Android. That's why I developed for Apple. But if you go to my website, Drum Loops app /Bodhran, the loops are all free, and you can just download the loops and put them in your Android or whatever DAW you work with. So yeah, the loops are all free. It's just the code and the connection with Audio Bus that is the money. And it's called Bodhran Drum Loops. To spell it right, there's like an accent on the R. I can never find which thing to type, so I just do it the Americanized. It says Bodhran. But in the real spelling, there's like a little accent or something. And got a selection of different loops. See which one. It's all different loops, different tempos. Those like two different. Sounds like it's crashing, right? I think that's a speaker. Oh yeah, it was just too loud. Anyway, you could play with other iPhone apps. can make like harder stuff, like Bachir, drum and bass. You're just mixing some bass. I have a bunch of promo codes I print out if anyone wants one. It's like double for everyone if you want two. I'll be right out there. It's $3.99 in the App Store, but I'll just give you a promo code. Or if you want a free, go to the website and get the sound loops. Plug it into your own stuff. But thanks, Josh. The other Josh, he's the best too. The other Josh on top, all the Joshes. I was looking up your website last night, but I'm so deaf I have to read subtitles, and it said Stacy and Company, but it said Stacy and Company on the subtitles. So I went looking that up all last night. I was like, oh, this guy makes custom like fabric T-shirts for football. I was like, I didn't see that. But then I looked up your real company. That's pretty cool.
Oh, great.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Oh, and there's business cards out on that deck out there.
So how long did it take for you to make this?
Oh, I've been making this since Objective-C. I've been making this since... Oh yeah, that's probably another important part. Hold on. Oh my God. But to get it in just this week...
Let's go ahead and... It's hard to hear anything you say over your speakers.
Yeah, I'm deaf and I speak loud. To get it in this week...
I would kill
turn
the
this off, yeah. This week was terrible. I thought I was doing a simple update. I like doing the sounds and the pictures and all that stuff. But this update, Apple changed its policies and they didn't like send out like they send out like 50 pages and I didn't read it all. So I was getting rejected. I think I emailed you back in February, right?
Yep. And
that's when I was like first expecting to get put in, and I've just been getting rejected. And then I had to go to that guy, Shanakaira, and like he's like a developer's helper. It's like, get this bug out, and he like, even when he's like, all right, we're good to go, and then we got rejected. I was like, oh, but he
so you're
really
saying Apple app approval is really a process?
Yeah. I mean, the approval is, and then the review, and then they got you to appeal. And I already appealed because I've had this error before, and I appealed, and they said, oh, put this in your code in your little P list, and you'll be fine. So I thought I'd get right in. And then they like updated the policy, and that didn't work, and they kept on saying it's like a 512 error, and I kept on looking that up. But I don't know, I fixed that and go back and forth. But I've been doing this since like 2013. So I've been doing it a long time. I got like 12 loops and they're all just odd time signatures. Like tabla is the Indian drum loop. I got, jazz stuff, death metal, all types of stuff.
Do we have any questions from the audience about the Celtic Beat app for the Apple Store?
Or any questions about being a developer? It's a lot of work.
And apparently Apple's always working.
I also
against
have brain cancer, so I have really bad memory, and it's like double as hard because I got like parts of my brain taken out. So if like I could do it, anyone can do it. Cause I'm like full blown. This is like, oh man,
well, thank you for putting this together. All right, another round of applause.
Yeah, my 10 minutes, 9:30.
Keeping it on time. All right.
Man, I didn't even have my espresso yet.
Round of applause for technology that works. Yay! All right, so it looks like it is on an extended screen, so you just have to bring it over. Yeah. All right, so demo time. It's always exciting. We've got, I think, 2 folks ready to present for next month, but if you've got an idea, you got something you want to present, we've always got room up here. We've got 3 slots a month anyway. We don't always have room. So Bashir's been working on a trade show project. Obviously, Las Vegas is the home of a lot of trade shows. 500,000 people a week come here to participate in the business. And oh yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
It's very hard to see. Sorry about that. Okay.
Excellent. All right. So, big round of applause for Bachir.
Okay. Thank you. Let me adjust my screen here. I have to work on this screen, I guess. Let me see. Sorry, I just want to make sure I set up. Okay, well, all right. So, thank you for joining. So, I'm gonna do a quick demo of MyTradeZone. MyTradeZone is a business networking platform. It's like connecting businesses together, and so any business has a supply side and a demand side. So, any kind of business, basically, they need a supplier to do their stuff, and they sell products to other people. And with MyTradeZone, when I started the company, I had another company which I had an exit 3 years ago, and I got the idea from working with like 1,000 plus B2B company over 10-year period, and this is how I formed MyTradeZone. So basically, in a nutshell, we used to go to 10 to 12 trade shows a year, and it was, of course, very expensive to go to trade show, exhibit, and all kind of things. So many of my clients say, okay, why not develop like a virtual trade show or an always open trade show? Because when we go, we spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 within 3-4 days. And after we come back, maybe didn't have opportunity to see everybody. And so that's kind of what MyTradeZone allow you to network with both attendee and exhibitors even after the event finished. So the idea evolved a little bit further than that, which is we allow networking group organizers, like maybe Tech Alley group or any networking group organizer, or maybe trade show organizers, to quickly create their own networking group, business networking group, using MyTradeZone. And it takes maybe just like half an hour to do that. Right now it's free to open an account, and so you can open an account, and if you have a business, you can put your business there. If you are a trade show organizer or a networking group organizer, you can easily create a networking group, invite member, and the key of it is monetization. So we allow the networking group organizer to monetize their network, meaning if you want to charge, I don't know, $10, $20 fee to become a member, to be part of your VIP club, you can charge that. And you can also make, as an organizer, you can allow sponsorship opportunity. Maybe I want to sponsor your network, I can do that, and you can put the pricing, and everything is turnkey. It's like completely, we integrate with Stripe for the payment. And the way we make money is we make a cut from the fee the networking group organizer charge. So let's say you're charging $10, we make maybe 60 cents to $2, depending on the deal. And another way we make money is just like you can upgrade your membership from a free version to a paid version. And I'm working right now with a few networking group organizer, mainly from LinkedIn. So there is a networking group organizer for, they have like maybe 120,000 members, and their pain point is that they cannot monetize their network on LinkedIn. So they have to spend thousands of dollars to build a separate website to create the monetization and the payment and so on. So with MyTradeZone, so this guy on multiple networking groups. So we're working with different, one of his other group to quickly monetize and invite all of his 1,000 members. So let me, I'm trying to enable mirroring here because it's a little bit hard to see here the cursor. Let me see if I can turn on mirroring here. Sorry about that. Mirror display. Okay. It's just like yeah, very hard here to work with this one. Okay, so oops, here, not this one here. Oh. Maybe sorry. It's very hard to work with this. I just need to enable mirroring here, so I just couldn't enable it. But okay. So I was going to show you the admin system, how easy it is to create an account, and we should have tested that before, but okay. Okay. Okay, so I don't know, hopefully it will work right now. Okay. Okay, so as a networking group organizer here, let me do that here. So this is so think about it as building your own trade show booth online. So if you have a table or a trade show booth, you need a business card, maybe marketing material, maybe brochure, maybe price list or offering list, whatever it is. So using MyTradeZone, you can quickly create your virtual booth online, and it's like you can search for other companies, and you can put your request for a quote for that, and you can maybe like this here, you could you have access to a dashboard where you can have access to CRM capability, so you can communicate with your customer. You can create a company QR code, for example, for your system, and it's very hard here. Sorry about that, and you can create different. There is lots of bottom line. There is lots of tools available to engage the community, the business community, where once you find maybe another potential customer, you can add them into your list. You can share your list with other people, and maybe you can also upload files. Maybe you have some presentation or maybe price list. You don't want everybody to see it, let's say, and you have to approve it once it is. I encourage you, if you have a business, go ahead. You can create an account. It's free of charge, basically, and then you can see all of these things that I wanted to show you, but I couldn't online. And again, the power of MyTradeZone is twofold. One is for networking group organizer. So anybody, you're building a networking group or trade show organizer, you can create, you can use MyTradeZone to do that. You can also, as a business, even if you don't have a networking group, you can, it's like, think about it like a B2B search engine, where you can search for company, for product, for RFQ, for groups to join to. You can join other networking group, and also events as well. So these are the kind of capability was going to show you. And you can very quickly, if you have a mailing list, send an email campaign to your members. All of it are within the platform. Thank you.
So that was 10 minutes, which means we've got 5 minutes for questions.
Yeah.
Who has any questions about MyTradeZone?
No, I'm just going to the website. It looks really cool.
Ah, they're going to the website. It looks really
Thank you.
cool. It
Yeah.
works. Nice thing about have. All right.
Yes.
Hold up.
Thanks, Josh. Hey, Bachir.
Yeah.
Just wondering, are you targeting vendors for like the trade shows out here in Vegas? Is that who your target market is, or is it for just any business and any network group to join?
Okay. Well, I'm not targeting vendors per se, but vendor can sign up. I'm mainly targeting trade show organizers, because trade show organizer build the relationship and the trust between them and their exhibitors and attendees. So it's not my job to, we're technology platform. We enable trade show organizers and other people. Now, vendor, by all means, they can list themselves. Think about MyTradeZone as a huge, always open trade show, okay? Contain every business, as my vision is like every business on planet Earth, basically. But within that big universe of MyTradeZone, there are the trade show organizer where they can build their own bubble or group where different people. So we used to exhibit over 12 trade shows a year. So I can be belonging to trade show 1, trade show 2, trade show 3 as a company. So really what we're targeting is the organizers of the trade show. Now, in parallel, businesses can put themselves there, but in order for this to be successful as a marketplace, you need to have a lot of businesses. Right now we have about 110,000 registered companies. Half of them are in the USA, the other are scattered over 100 countries. And this is without any officially marketing. We did the soft launch right now.
For those wondering, the people that watch on YouTube cannot hear it if there is not a mic, which is why I make the horrible noise.
So are you relying on the trade show organizers, these event organizers, to share this platform to the vendors that purchase the tickets to go to their trade shows, and then for them to create like their company profile?
Very good question. Yeah. So we have to be careful, because I don't want the trade show organizer to think we are a competitor. Okay. So the way, and we are not. We're offering value added for the trade show organizers. I have many of my clients from my previous company tell me, hey Bachir, I don't want to exhibit anymore. I'd rather put the money with you to do digital marketing for me. And there is a lot, hundreds of these, including us. We stopped exhibiting at some trade show. So what we're offering to the trade show organizer, ability not to lose exhibitors, number one, and number two, to expand their circle of potential people. Let's say I want to exhibit at a trade show in New York, but maybe I don't have the budget or maybe the time or logistic to go. So if the trade show organizer in New York have using MyTradeZone, at least I can exhibit or participate digitally with that. So now they gain me as a client, otherwise I wouldn't have exhibited. You see what I mean? And we provide value added for the exhibitors now, because more attendee can use and participate.
So, can the attendees?
All right, last time you get to ask a part of a question here. Wrap it up, friend.
So, how are the attendees going to discover the exhibitors or the trade show organizers on your platform?
Okay, well, it's up to again, remember, we're a technology platform. It's up to them to tell them, hey, you can use, we have a digital version or digital twin of this exhibition online. So it's up to them to publicize it to their member. Yeah. And I can give you my card, feel free. Yeah. Any other question?
I have, excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I am hosting a trade show.
Okay.
September 5th through 7th.
Uh-huh.
The Vegas Tiny Home Show, trade show.
Uh-huh.
So if I sign up, does your site have the ability to go out and tell me which people would be interested in my trade show, or I have to populate the trade show with my vendors and the people we're targeting?
No, you could leverage on the data already into MyTradeZone to
Okay.
publicize. Of course, you can do that.
Okay.
And connect, you can do posts, you can do all of these things. But of course, if you have your own network, because we're just starting this marketplace. We don't have millions of users, okay?
Right,
we have right now 110,000 users, but our goal is eventually to grow to millions and millions of users. But initially, you could leverage on the user we have, and you could invite your own community as well.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, and we'd love to help you on that, because we're looking for beta testers and early adopters right now. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to work with you on that.
All right, big round of applause for Bachir with MyTradeZone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and then I'll
Next
take
time,
the mic.
yeah, next time we'll do a little bit.
We'll test ahead of time. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got another one here. I gotta say, one of the biggest challenges about running demo time is actually getting folks to demo. All right, so if you're interested in presenting at demo time, email Josh at BigT as in technology, B as in builders.com. In your email, if it says demo time as the subject, I'll know exactly what it's about. But yes, we had Fadee on standby today. We had a third presenter who didn't present themselves, but Fadee's here, and we're so excited about that. Big round of applause.
Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Yep. All right, great. So, before we jump into Meeting Hero, I want to give you a little bit of a background about it. So, in my previous life, I was a CTO for an education software company. And one of the biggest things for me was, I'm an engineer. I like to get my work done and focus on work and doing the fun stuff, right? But all of a sudden, I get a meeting invite with somebody that I don't know, and I have zero context to it, and it's in like 30 minutes, and I have to drop everything trying to figure out who this person is. Is it a vendor? Is it a client? Is it a potential partner? Is it an IT person that I need to figure out some integration with? Just trying to get into the meeting knowing everything I need to know and be ready for it. So once I finished working on Korsky, I was like, okay, it's time to solve that one pain point, because I know a lot of people have that pain point, especially people who are in sales or CEOs, people or investors, anybody who really meets with a lot of people, but don't really have the time to go do the prep themselves. Usually people hire assistants or spend some time before the meeting to prep for it. With this tool, I try to automate it and make it as simple as possible. So we can jump right into the demo. Actually, before we jump into it, here's a quick kind of explanation on how it works. So I try to make it as simple as possible and as frictionless as possible. So all you need to do is connect it to your calendar, which is an easy process. You go in and log in as with either your Google account or Microsoft account, and once you sign in, it gets your permissions and it tells you which calendar you want to connect to, and you get connected, and it will continuously monitor it in real time. So as soon as your calendar changes, if there's a new event or somebody gets added to a meeting, it will instantly get updated and I'll know about it. And then using some AI and software, it will go out on the internet, gather as much information as possible, summarize it, organize it, and have it ready for you, presentable, either within the app, or if you want, it will be directly delivered in your calendar or in your email. So it's extremely frictionless, and you can use it without even having to go to the app or anything beyond the initial setup. So here is the app, and you can see it's pretty straightforward. I have a Google account, so I'm going to sign in with Google, and it looks like internet is disconnected. So let me just reconnect it. And it's a live demo, so we have to experience live demo issues.
This is how you know it's real.
Yep. And just gotta wait for it to pop up. There we go. Okay, so now sign in. There we go. I'm gonna sign in with my personal account. And over here it's saying logging in, getting all the permissions. And it's basically, it's accessing the calendar, so it needs read and write access to the calendar and get your personal profile information like name and email. And once it's done, we're in the app. And because I've been using it, you can see I already have some data and information. You can see over here I have an upcoming meeting, and it's gonna be a monthly meeting, and it's in person with this person, and I can click on the meeting and it will tell me the description of the event, as well as I can click on the person, and in here it gives me all their details, their company, small description, and all of their work experience and company summary, as well as education. And you can see, depending on the person, there's a lot more different information. So for example, my co-founder, he has a lot more information, and it's a public, not a public company, but bigger company that has had funding and news about it. So you can see the latest news articles where it's published. For example, this one is in the Business Wire on January, and all the information. And here's the company funding history. So you can see it raised private equity in January, debt financing, and all the funding series rounds, as well as the key investors in the business. So it gets you all the information you need readily available and nice and easy. As well as if we go here, you get some analytics and a lot more fun information and everything. But again, this is within the app. You get some analytics information about your meetings, schedules, things like that. But the key feature for me, at least, is I don't even have to leave my calendar. So right in here in the calendar, I can just create a new event. Let's see. And we're gonna say demo time, and I'm gonna add a guest, and I'm just gonna add me, and we're gonna make it a Google Meet meeting, and save it. And we're not gonna send. So now I have a meeting at 2:30 for demo time. And if I go into Meeting Hero right here, do a refresh, you can see it already populated, and it says it's going to be a Google Meet meeting, and it's at 2:30 with myself. And if I go to the meeting and click on the attendee, there we go. And here is all my work experience, history, the location as well. And I'm going to be adding a lot more features to it as well. This is still in beta, but you can see my work history, education, and languages that I speak, and so on. So it goes out, tries to gather as much information, summarize it nice and easy. And now if I go back to my calendar, and if I refresh, maybe give it a couple minutes, but basically it will create a meeting invite, for example, like here. So this is the meeting with Luke that I had yesterday. You can see the meeting prep right here, the person, the email, and all the details that you see right in the calendar. including the latest news and funding information, all the information that we could find about the person right in the calendar. So I don't even have to leave my calendar to get the information that I need and jump into the meeting. And of course, if we go back here and look at the settings, this is where the fun part is. So this is what you set up when you first sign up. And you can see you can do email delivery, which basically sends you all that information into your inbox if you don't want to clutter your calendar. And you can decide how much time before the meeting you receive that email. Or you could do the calendar invite where it literally shows up in your calendar. And you can receive the summaries or the data about the people you're meeting depending on your preference. So if you want to get summaries for everybody you meet with, you can select that. If you want just people you've never met with before, or if let's say you meet with people regularly every quarter or so, but you want to see what's new with them, you can say, as long as I don't have the latest news, I haven't met with them in the last month or 2 months or 7 days, you can specify that and you'll get the information as it becomes stale. And finally, you can decide on kind of which information you care about in those summaries. So for example, like I don't care about company funding or a person's education. I'm more interested about their history or their company. You can select which data points you care about. And also, if let's say, for example, you meet a lot with your internal team and people in your company, and you don't want to see the profiles about these people because, again, you see them every day, you know about them, you don't really want to spend your profile credits on them, you can actually blacklist an entire domain, or you can say specific email and just add in the block list, and they won't be showing up and costing you profile lookups. So how does it work? Any questions?
All right. Yeah. So one of the things that I really do love about the clapping, and I appreciate you all participating with it, is it is awkward. He's in here going. I'm like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. How do I cut him off? Oh, that's right. I just clap. I clap, you clap. So, who has questions for Fadee? Joel Purchett?
So some meetings are context dependent. So like certain meetings will be different than others. You may not want like funding or things like that. Is that something, are you gonna be able to take in the context of a meeting into account when like trying to build a profile of a person? Is that possible?
Yes. So this is the beta version. I have bigger plans for it. So the goal is eventually I'll actually connect your emails as well. And I can scan the conversations between you and the people you're meeting and provide a summary of like your latest email threads. So you can know exactly like, okay, in previous conversation, previous meetings, we talked about this. So here's the context, here's everything I need, and it will provide you that information. And again, most of it is customizable. Like you saw, you can turn things on and off based on your needs.
Cool.
So it's supposed to be a flexible tool for your needs.
Yeah, it looked like the way that you built the settings page was very modular. So you could customize it for all sorts of things. So if you're doing like interviews, it could be doing different. That's really cool. All right, we got another question.
This is brilliant. I'll tell you right now. So as someone who is a relationship consultant, I do a lot of that and connect a lot of people together. Let's say that I have an account. So I have a My Hero account, and I'm setting up a meeting with a new client and an investor, a group of people. Do they have to have a My Hero account for me to share this data, or can I buy one? Like, let's say I buy let's say I pay for a group account or whatever. Will I have the ability to set up that meeting and then they'll be able to see the data that I'm seeing of everybody in the group? Or how would that work? Because I think this is a great idea, because I personally just go out and looked at everybody's LinkedIn. I have a Google search on everybody's, what news they've had, any press they have. So I am doing this by myself before meetings. So you just solved a big problem for someone like me. So how would that work if not all my clients or people I'm with don't have it? Can I share it? Do I pay to share it? How would that work?
So there's multiple ways that works. So I built in a referral system with this. So if you know people and you can refer them, and as long as they become a paying customer, you actually get a free month. I think free month based on how much they sign up for, right? That's one approach. The other thing is, depending if it's your team and if they have access to your calendar, let's say, for example. So let's say you have a meeting with Joe. They can see, hey, on her calendar, there's a meeting with Joe, and you can see on your personal calendar, you'll have the meeting hero invite, and you'll have all the information. So they can see all that meeting prep already for you ready, and they can access it and see it. Same thing with the email notification. You'll get an email and you can forward it to them as well. Or they can create their own account and they can see that as well and use the same functionality. And I also have a team plan that I'm working on. It's just gauging the demand for it. I haven't launched it yet. But basically with the team plan, you get all the features and everything, but the team admins have an extra layer where they get additional analytics and reporting for their people and how many people they're meeting with, and kind of like more information about and analytics metrics on their actual engineers, mainly for sales teams really, because they want to see how is my sales rep meeting with as many people as they say they are. So with Meeting Hero, you can track that and see the meeting preps and all that information.
Who else has questions about such an exciting product right here in Vegas?
So I was curious, you mentioned connecting with email to like try to build in or like include more personal context. I know like in my job, like a lot of our information about different people I'd be meeting or like other people in the company is like stored in internal systems like Google Drive or Confluence or like these wikis. Do you ever, or have you thought about like integrating with those types of systems to pull in like maybe like company specific information to include in these?
Yeah, the nice thing is like Josh mentioned, is I'm building it so it's modular and you can combine and add more things and new metrics and things like that. I'm already working on adding like weather data at the time of the meeting. So literally I can, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like in some profiles, I can figure out the location of the person. And based on that, I can get the weather and you can have that as a talking point. Like, hey, I see it's raining over there. Is it usual? Is it common? All that stuff. And I can make it so, for example, on a team plan, you can add an integration. Here is additional information about my team. And again, I'm using AI, so it makes life a little bit easier. Just pass a bunch of data through LLM and have like an interface and spit out standardized output and spit that out as a key metric in your summary, in your prep.
All right, we got any final questions? We got this theater lighting. It's always so excellent. Well, big round of applause for Fadee. Isn't this great? Isn't this great?
Thank you, thank you.
Microphone.
Of course.
One of my 3 jobs is to keep track of the microphones. So, as I have said before, one of the challenges with demo time is getting folks who are ready to be brave enough to come on up and present. So if you're interested in presenting, feel free to hit me up or shoot an email. The last thing we do at demo time is really easy for me to host, which is just networking, right? We're here, we got all these great sessions. A lot of times you go from session to session. Maybe there's someone you wanted to talk to, something you wanted to do. So with that, I will just ask for one last thing from you all, and that's a final round of applause for everybody that presented. Thank you. Thank you, excellent. All right, everybody, mingle amongst yourselves.